Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to go over the Sizzix Big Shot machine, what it is, and how I use it in my paper crafting. So a bit of an IKEA hack. This is an IKEA cart, and I just turn the top of the cart over and put my die cutting machine on top of that. And then I use the other two drawers for my supplies and die cuts. Easy! So here's the die cutting machine close up. It requires no electricity. It comes with two plates, and I have a magnetic plate, but I'll show you another plate that it actually comes with. And these plates last a long time. They get really scuffed up every time you use your dies, but they continue to work just fine. So here I'm just showing a really simple die cut. I have one of a flower. I put the die cut down, paper on top, and then the other plate on top. And it's that simple. You wheel it through, cuts a perfect die cut flower. And there's the flower. And this is the reverse image of the flower. So that could be handy to use in your crafting as well. The next thing I'm going to show you is how I store them. So I actually store them on magnetic sheets. And they're very handy to store this way because they all stick together on the sheets, and I can just stack them in my second drawer there. So I actually went out and bought a magnetic sheet from the dollar store. I just thought I'd see how good it is. I found mine somewhere else. So this is $1.25 for two. And the great thing about this that I noticed was that there's actually a pocket in each one of these. So you're supposed to store a picture, I think, and then hang it on your fridge. But there's a pocket in each one, so this means you could actually put what you die cut into this pocket and keep all of your extra die cuts. I love just spending some time just making lots of die cuts when I have a few minutes and a lot of scrap paper. So just testing to see how strong the magnet is. It's not as strong as mine, but it certainly holds up, and I'm pretty impressed. And again, I love the idea of the pocket. So if you can only find these at the dollar store, I'd give them a go. We can get them here in Canada too for $1.25, and this was at the Dollarama. So the next thing I wanted to show you was the die cutting machine not only does dies, but it does emboss paper. That was hard to see, but it's of a feather. And what you do is you put it, the same sort of thing, you're wedging in your embossing plate onto the plates given. And now that's the plate that came with the machine. And it's not magnetic, so it's not as good with the metal dies, but it still works completely fine. And roll it through. And a beautiful texture. So you can get the dies at Michael's, the embossing pad things at Michael's. You can get them on Amazon. So I ordered this die from Amazon recently, and I thought I'd open it up with you here to see what quality it is. I'll put the link to it below. And this is a pocket die. So it is going to be great for journaling and creating books and journals. You'll see that it comes in two parts. I'm going to do the first pocket first. So I'm going back to using my magnetic base for the Big Shot machine. And again, I just sandwiched everything together and I roll it through. That's all there is to it. Again, with no power, it's so nice to use at any time of the day or night. You don't have to worry about being close to a plug. So that's the result of the pocket. It cut really well. I was really impressed with it. And there's a second part to this to cover the fronts of the pockets. So I just picked a nice bright color here. And the thing with this machine as well, as you can see here, is it runs both ways. So there's no right or wrong depending on what side of the machine that you're on. And the pockets covers cut very nicely as well. I was really happy with those. You'll get a closer up version of that in a minute. So I'm cutting 3 because there is 3 pockets in the pocket die. Again, I'm just showing that you can really use a lot of your scrap paper. You don't have to get a new sheet of paper each time at all. And as I'm cutting these, I'll just say that there's a wide variety of shapes that you can get. I've purchased dies from a lot of different places, and I've had really great success with all those places. I'm waiting on one order from Wish. I've never ordered from Wish before to see how good their dies are. They're a lot cheaper, so I just wanted to see if they were actually any good. So that is that, and here's the pocket. I'm just going to really show quickly what this die cut does. Now, it came, when you put it through the machine, it perforates all those corners for you, so you don't have to even think about folding in the right spot. And here's the 3 covers, and I'm just going to glue each cover onto the front of this pocket. And my glue stick did die here, but we can work our way through it. There's the top one. It's looking great already. I'm so excited. I can't wait to use this in my journaling books. And I'm going to show you a book that I put it in a minute, and you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about and how handy it's going to be. So I'm going to stick it in this folio book that I made that has lots of different pullouts and places to tuck little pieces of paper. And I'm going to put on this page here with the flowers because I have room for it. And then you're going to see that I can put things in each of these pockets. So you could put journaling notes, you could put pictures, you could put more paper. Really versatile. And remember, with your die cuts, I mean, you have infinite number of die cuts that you can cut with that one blade. I couldn't imagine them even getting dull before you were sick of the pattern. But you could do this in every color you can think of. It's just the paper color that you change, and the die is the same all the time. So that is looking great. So that's really bringing 3 more pockets into my book. That's also a die cut. This is also a die cut that I'm using here. Some come with stamps that you stamp first and then die cut afterwards. And then this little flower is also a die cut. I use them in my bookmaking all the time. So now I'm just taking some pieces of paper and tucking them in just to show you how it works. So you have 3 pockets. And I could stamp on the fronts of those red pockets just to make it look more pretty, or I could just leave them plain. I could write on them. So many options. This was a really good purchase. I'll link it below. Again, I'm really happy with the quality of it. And super. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.